Welcome to my final morning report chart appraisal on Tuesday the 30th of June with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Handtech Markets. Moving on to gold, and I've now moved the downside limit of this trading range back to 1170 because it seems to be that 1170 is pretty much the bottom now. I mean, it is. It seems to be this is sort of like a negative drifting range, because I started a few weeks ago with the range coming in at 1178 and then moved it lower to 1175, and then subsequently I've moved it back to 1170 because it certainly seems to be that sort of now finding support around that 1170 mark. I still think it's a range play. I just don't think it's. I just think that it's a selling range play where you basically use any rallies in the range as a chance to sell, and again that seems to have been the case. Yesterday we had this move that has filled the gap, come back to fill the gap and then pull higher again, where you had a gap higher at the open, sold off intraday, filled the gap and then closed higher again. That is actually theoretically a positive candle or positive move by gold price yesterday, but the fact that gold has sold off again today just leaves me to believe that I think this is still a negative drifting chart and that rallies are a chance to sell. You've got the momentum indicators, which stochastics have bottomed to a certain extent, but I think it's just I think any sort of rally is a chance to sell on this gold chart for further pressure on 1170 and maybe even a retest of that low 1168, which 1162. Testing the 1168 initial support, but 1162 is the key support, obviously, from that June low. Now, intraday, we've still. I talked last week about the fact that the selling pressure had been sort of falling away, and subsequently looking at these momentum indicators, which have been bullishly diverging. Well, I think that's played out now. You're now seeing the RSI, which is breaking that sort of trend that it had. Of higher, or just testing it, but look at the MACD lines. They are breaking that trend and starting to push lower, and it just looks as though that it's sort of building up for further pressure to the downside. Now, zooming in here, you see that not only that, again you're sort of finding resistance around that 1180 mark. 1180 sort of capping the gains of sort of the throughout last week, and again it seems to be that that's resistance, certainly overnight anyway. So I think any sort of rallies towards 1180 would be a chance to sell, and it looks like I think you're going to get further downside. You've got this negative drift once again in the last 24 hours, where you've seen lower highs consistently pushing on back towards the support. So I think it's going to be testing that 1170 sort of range low again, and this minor rally that we're having at the moment, I think, is likely to be sold into. So the whole fact that gold is being sort of not really used as a safe. It did jump yesterday on that safe haven perception yesterday, but it's sort of disappointed again. It's come off back down again. I think today's reaction is a negative, and I think it all plays into the fact that the dollar, I think, is going to be strengthening, and you've got that dollar US data that comes out today, tomorrow and Thursday, which I think is going to cause significant volatility in the dollar, but also if it comes out strongly, that will certainly be a selling pressure on gold. So it looks technically as though gold is a sell into strength now, and any rallies are being used as a chance to sort of put pressure back on the range lows again. So that is how gold is playing out. But I wish you good luck in your trading on gold today, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow. Thanks.